Hi, I talk a lot about self-care when it comes to weight loss and the importance of really looking after yourself and putting yourself first and looking at ways of keeping yourself going and managing when the going gets tough and managing your stress. And I wanted to share with you a technique called the riverbed technique that continues to help me enormously. And it is a technique that one of my best friends taught me when my husband was diagnosed with cancer. He's doing very well now and he's fine. But at that time, when he was first diagnosed, it was awful, and we have three children. And I can remember getting trapped in the whirlwind of worry and thoughts. And when you get very worried about stuff, your obviously the stress levels go up, your body releases cortisol and noradrenaline and adrenaline in severe stress. And when you do that, your body's instinctive reaction is to go into flight or fight mode, and then the part of your brain that's responsible for your long-term goals, which is what dieting is, of course, is it gets automatically shut down. You cannot have your what's called pause and reflect mode running at the same time as your flight and fight mode, and that's one of the main reasons why when you're very stressed it's very hard to diet. Your body wants to fuel, if you like, the running away from the T-Rex. Totally historically inaccurate, I know, but that whatever external threat, we have a real primeval core of us that operates in that way, and it's very chemically driven. So what I wanted to do was to just run through very quickly what the riverbed technique is. Now, this is a technique that helps you to calm, basically, and to stop that whirring of worry and thoughts that you can very easily get trapped into when there's a lot of stress going on in your life. So this is a way of you taking control of your stress and therefore taking control of your eating. There are many other techniques I can share with you, but this one I thought would be a really good one to do a YouTube video on, and doubtless I'll do more videos about the other techniques. This one is dead simple. You can do it anywhere. You can do it waiting for a bus, you can do it sat on the loo, which is where, sorry, but that's where I tended to do it. I tended to just escape to the toilet and have a 5 minutes of calm. It doesn't even take 5 minutes really. What I did was, so this is the technique that my friend Christine taught me. And she taught me to imagine that I was lying on a riverbed. And it's obviously, if you've got a phobia of water or drowning, this would not be a good visualization for you. So in that case, maybe imagine that you are lying on the beach or something, anywhere that's lovely for you. But for me, I love swimming and water, and it worked for me. So I imagined that I was lying on a riverbed. It was not a fast-flowing river, it was a summer's day, and it was just this trickly, lovely little river, but I was under the water and could magically breathe. And it was a sandy riverbed to lie on, so I felt very comfortable. Like I say, I could magically breathe and could open my eyes without them hurting, and I could see all around me loads of, and this is my visualization, so I'll have it whatever way I want, and I had not only river creatures in there, but sea creatures as well. They're all friendly, even sharks and whales and stuff. And I used to imagine that there I was lying on the riverbed with magically breathing with all these creatures around me, and I had three baskets. One to the left of me was my all the things. It was labelled basically the past. To the right of me was a basket labelled the future, and on my tummy was a basket labelled now. And these baskets they're like picnic baskets in my mind, but you do it whatever way you want, and they had like little lids to them. And when a thought came along, so some of my thoughts were very dark at the time, and they were things like, oh goodness, I'm going to be left on my own if my husband dies, to raise three children by myself. How on earth am I going to cope? So that was a big worry. Or I'm going to see my husband die. That was another worry. Or obviously, how will I cope helping him if he's going to be in pain? Or all these sorts of thoughts. So if I take the first one about my worry about being left alone as a single mum, if you like, to raise my three children, the way this technique works is you take that thought and as it pops up in your head, so there I was, sat on the loo thinking the thought, and the thought pops into my head, And in my visualization, I take that thought and I give it to a creature. So for me, I'm just going to use this as an example, octopus. So I go, okay, octopus, friendly looking octopus over there, take that thought please, and put it in the future basket. Because yeah, I might end up a widow having to raise 3 children by myself, but might not, because we don't know yet. So that's something that's going to happen or not in the future. So let's just allocate it to the future basket. So off you go, octopus, put that in the future basket for me please, and push that lid right down firmly. And then another thought might pop in, like seeing my husband in pain. Yeah, that's going to be bloody awful if that happens, but we don't know yet whether that's going to happen. We're not sure yet what treatment he's going to have, so let's just put that into the future basket as well. So I'm going to give that thought to that shark over there, and so the shark takes it, puts it into the future basket, shoves that lid down again. Might be something to do with the past that pops up, so it might be how hard is it going to be to see him really upset, and when I've seen him in the past upset, that's I know that's been really hard, and so I'm worrying that's going to be hard to cope with, because that's something that was happening in the past that worried me. Okay, well, so maybe a better example is him having been upset, and did I cope with that right? Did I say the right thing? Did I manage that right? So I would go, okay, yeah, you maybe didn't handle it exactly how you wanted to, maybe you didn't say the right thing, but you know what, that's in the past, so let's give that to goldfish. Goldfish, take that thought please, take it into the and put it in the past basket, shut that lid down. Some of the thoughts will come back again. So let's say I think again, I really didn't handle that well earlier on when he was getting upset, or when he was worrying about something, or when we were at the doctor's. Okay, no, you didn't handle it right as you would maybe have wanted to, but it's in the past now. There's nothing you can do about that to control that. Put it in the past basket, shut that lid down. Same again with the future things. There isn't anything I can do one way or the other to affect the outcome of those, because they haven't even happened yet. Put them in that basket, lid down. And as the thought comes back again, just give it, maybe give it to an even bigger shark, or a bigger octopus, or something that feels like it will be able to contain that thought. Put it in that basket. If you need boxes or safes that you can lock and throw away the key, whatever's going to work for you, adapt this technique to use it for you. I taught my son it when he was going through a very difficult time, and he said that he used to imagine that the thoughts were in a safe that he locked, and then when they still managed to get out, he put them on a nuclear bomb, and he made the nuclear bomb explode on the box so that they would all go away. So the idea of this technique is that it basically allocates away the thoughts. I suppose it parcels them or puts them in a room somewhere in your brain, and then the idea is and it does truly happen, because it really happened with me. The thoughts, if you just keep putting them back into those boxes as they pop up, eventually you get to a point as you're sat there on the loo, and it doesn't take long. It sounds like it takes forever, but it doesn't. Eventually you get to a point where they stop coming, those thoughts, for that time being. And it'll come back again, those thoughts, but then you can just do this technique again. And as the thoughts are finally all partitioned away in their future or past boxes or baskets, I then concentrated on right now. So it would be, if I use today as an example, there's some really lovely cloud formations gusting across the sky. And that raindrop is making a really interesting pattern on the window. And I'm looking at I'm not showing off here, I'm looking at my Above and Beyond award and feeling very proud of it. And I'm feeling comfortable, and I'm feeling warm. And on my bad days, when I couldn't think of anything nice, sometimes my nice things for now would be something as simple as, I'm alive, I'm here, I'm breathing, and I'm here at least to support my children and my husband as best I could. So sometimes it's hard to think of those things, but there's still something. You're still alive and you're still here. And what this technique does is it stops you worrying about the things you can't control that are whirring around in your brain, and it makes you focus right here, right now. And I think part of doing it means that you also slow your breathing down a little bit, which also helps you just to feel calmer. I found that really helpful, and I hope it helps you to deal with any stresses that you have.